Alright guys, BLM here back with more Mass Effect. I think we're about to do a side quest, right? But we are reaching the end game though. It is 12:38 right now. I did just record my Plague Tale retrospective from my other channel. Yeah, we're gonna continue on. Communications hub. Let's just do it. Yeah, it's currently the audio is exporting, which should be done any second now. It's done. So, yeah, finish that. Actually, I don't even know. I should have just waited to start recording. I don't know why I bothered. Alright, whatever. Let's just pick Yara and Garrus, probably. Yeah, and then, yeah, my Assassin's Creed video came out. My thoughts on the current state of the franchise, which is performing poorly, but, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, again, obviously, it was always going to. What the fuck is my Plague Tale video? When do I even have it scheduled for? It's like next year. Yeah, obviously not doing this for, like, not gonna edit it for a while, but decided, fuck it, I might as well record it now because I have my laptop here anyway. Okay. But, yeah, I might be busy tonight, might not, I have no clue, really. We'll see.
What do we know? We're getting intel from a tech who survived the attack. Grace Sato. She's hiding in a security bunker off-site. A civilian? Yes, patching her through. Miss Sato, what's happening down there?
I'm staying hidden, but I'm the only one left. They're trying to hack into our systems to access Alliance operations protocols. I'm tracking their activity, but they're bound to find me sooner or later.
Hang in there. We'll be there soon.
Yes. Yes, Commander.
It's not ideal, but she's the only one with any traction on this. The information stored in that network is critical, Commander. If it gets into enemy hands, we'll lose a lot of good people.
Yeah,
Take care of it, Admiral.
so that video came out, not performing well, but it's like, again, I didn't expect it to, obviously. It's number 10 on my last 10 last time I checked. But let's just pause this real quick. So I just put my computer on sleep mode. Just want to double check. Yeah, so video's still number 10 on the last 10. It's 9 views behind my Last of Us video. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's like, it being 10 out of 10 isn't even that bad, considering 2020 Year in Gaming and Last of Us Part 2 videos are like the two bottom before that. Which both of those end up like, I mean, the 2020 Year in Gaming is what, like nearing 500 views, the other one's at nearing 1,000, so it's like, that's not that bad. Like for a game video on my channel, again, like, and generally, yes, it's bad, but like for a video game video, which typically don't perform well, that's not that bad. So it's like, the fact that it's only like 9 views behind that, it's not terrible. Like, it's probably on pace to do a couple hundred, probably 300-400 probably, which is like, I'm fine with that. I mean, I think that's okay. But yeah, okay. Let's move around. Might as well move around a little bit here. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's go.
We've landed. What are we looking at?
Well, it's so weird to see like a really bright, sunny area in Mass Effect 3. Actually, really, like, I'm trying to think, like, is there, like, before Mass Effect 3 here, it's like, has there been like a super, like, okay, this was terrible. Like, super sunny, location? Like, I know in Mass Effect Andromeda there is.
Commander Shepard, Cerberus shuttles are scouring the area. I think they're looking for me.
They're using comms to pinpoint Sato's location.
Oh no. How do we...
Can't.
Nothing's changed.
What the fuck?
Just
Pick
upload
up the
next
fucking
set of
medic. I'll never.
Yes, Commander. Updating your nav point.
I love how they were talking on the Citadel how, like, oh, we're out of Metagel. We don't have enough Metagel for everyone. There's fucking Metagel lying around everywhere.
Sato, come in. Miss Sato, are you there?
Probably scared they'll find her if she breaks radio silence.
We need the final coordinates. Grace, listen to me.
Can't talk. They're right outside.
I know you're scared. This is more than you signed up for.
I have a lot of
I won't
subscribers
let you
today
down.
though, so that's lovely.
I promise.
Okay, Commander.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't.
Last location now. But if you get to me in time, just hurry, please.
Huh. Alright, yeah, either way, I haven't listened to the live feed update, so we might actually do that. I forgot about that.
Somebody that they bring up is
It's just gonna be long one, a lot of crazy stuff going on with Big Brother right now.
Kylan, and Frenchie ends up talking to Kylan and telling Kylan, running through sort of like how much they like each other, how much he respects Kylan and his opinion. He wants to know who Kylan is feeling good about. We're talking about like, oh, we could become real life friends. And he proposes the Slaughterhouse Alliance. He proposes he pitches that there's a core, there's an outside layer, and he talks about feeling good about Xavier and Derek F. He feels Kylan out about Brent, like he's kind of feeling like he might want to target Brent. Kylan's like, I don't care. He brings up, Kylan brings up Derek X. He says he feels good about Derek. Not as good as he does with Frenchie, but he does feel good. Though, mentioning Brent, Derek does feel good about Travis and Brent, and so that's something that he's heard. And he did
Good
hear
job, Lieutenant.
Whitney's name as a potential target. Frenchie asks, from who? And he says, well, from the guys, Brent, Travis, Derek X. And so this is surprising to Frenchie that Derek X apparently.
And there's 4 people watching the live feed updates live. That's insane, actually.
No small task to keep it that way.
And this is the start of a seed here.
She has to be transferred to a nearby
Yeah, so
alliance.
to me, there was a
She
lot.
wants
So
to help
this was
however
the
she can.
first meeting. So this is when Frenchie begins doing his one-on-ones, and Kylan's the first one in. And seemingly, Kylan gets promised the world and is immediately inducted into the group, right? What I was surprised by right out the gate was I thought Kylan and Derek X were giving me a lot of promise tonight before I really thought they were about to make something happen together. I can't decide if this was Kylan kind of shifting away from Derek X organically or just in an attempt to bury that relationship. We're like, oh, we're not really friends. Like, you know, get by.
Then yeah,
better.
we're gonna go to
He throws his
Citadel.
name
There's
in,
a decent
and
amount of
it
stuff to do at the
accidentally
Citadel at
becomes
this
the main
point, so
name,
we'll
in
do
the
that
process.
Let me tell you, in a day of messiness,
Everything
I
here
think
should be the
that
same,
it has
right?
been underreported
Yeah.
so far how messy Kylan is as a player, because this guy is messy, and I did not expect it from him. This is just the beginning of his mess. I have no idea why he threw.
Yeah, by the way,
Derek X under
I think
the
it turned out
bus.
I was right.
Derek X
My
was
initial
very good
thought
that.
about
There was
Xavier
no
being the better
reason for him
player.
to bring Derek X into it at all. And not only was this bad for him because it got Derek X in a little bit of hot water, which limits his own options for allies, but it also later in the day is going to get him in trouble because the he put on Derek X came back on him because he's close to Derek X, and so that heat is now on Kylan too, and that's not good for Kylan.
So I'm pretty sure we
Kylan
did everything
has
last episode.
been given the moniker Rat Floater on Twitter overnight, and honestly, I'm not shocked based on the fact that he's very giving with his information, and there doesn't seem to be an end to where the information ends. Anyone can get it, and I can't decide where his true loyalties lie at the moment, which makes it very difficult for me to read where he's at and what's going on.
It's a classic mistake that I see a lot of people make, especially early on, is like when they vibe with someone, when they get along with someone, they are, but they're like wanting to play the game hard. They're too ready to throw that person to the wolves because, hey, I'm playing a game. If I have to cut this person,
Alright,
then that's what I gotta do.
Ashley's at the bar. Where's the
People
bar?
that you vibe
Oh, wait,
with,
fuck,
people that
that's
you get
far.
along with
Yeah.
well, super valuable. That is currency in the game. You should never give it away for free, and that's what Kylan does right here.
It's interesting because I think when we saw his bio preseason, you were the one who brought up, I think he's an overshare, I think he's going to overshare. And then we saw the rest of his stuff and we're like, oh, maybe he's not going to be an overshare. Maybe the bio was a little bit more revealing than we thought.
Maybe.
Okay.
So, Frenchie is going to talk with Brittany next. He asks who she feels good about. She says she likes Tiffany a lot. He reiterates to her he would never put up a woman. She says, well, what about a woman as a pawn? He says, no, not unless my target was a woman, because I wouldn't want to do, like,
Looking for a lieutenant.
you know, I wouldn't want to put up women and then...
Thanks.
There you are. Ready to see who's the real Spectre and who's the pretender?
Whatever you say, Williams. Line them up.
That's what I like to hear. Rules are simple. I take a shot, you take a shot. Hesitate, game over.
This shouldn't take too long.
Uh-huh. Glamorous and beautiful superstar Spectre agent first. Sorry-ass pretender next.
Oh, yeah, no, I almost hit it. God damn.
The great and powerful Commander Shepard can't keep up?
I didn't want to destroy your fragile ego, Williams. Sometimes you just gotta let the underdog have its day.
Cut the crap, Commander.
I fear for your liver, Williams.
You're just jealous.
Hey, my friend doesn't like alliance types.
Buddy, we're right in the middle of something.
I don't like alliance types either.
Rain check?
Are we getting another fucking thing? Oh. There really seems like a billion fucking trailers for Australian Survivor.
MMA champ versus a scientist. Tradie versus doctor. Couple of trips up and down that hill. Mentally and physically spent. We're gonna outsmart and outthink these big, bad, beefy brawlsters.
These spelling out bad, unforgiving, brutal. Brawn tribe has got it in the bag. You don't need big muscles to fight. The strongest muscle is the brain.
I really hate Australian TV. Like, I really fucking hate Australian TV. Like, the more and more I've watched it, the more and more I'm just like...
or anything like that. Or put up men to backdoor women. That's just not my thing. I didn't really understand what you're saying. And so they talk about really liking each other. I should, again, this is too much detail for this kind of day. They talk about the slaughterhouse. She talks about adding a guy. She says Kylan is a good option. She says the four of them would stay the core. And so for Brittany, that four is herself, Frenchie, Azza, and Derek F. The team, the Jokers.
Right, she wants to be loyal to the team as the main.
Yes, and so that is an entirely different four than the one he just almost a little bit built with Whitney, Xavier, and Kyland. And I mean, as the day progresses, you'll find out. His whole idea for the slaughterhouse / the butchers. I don't think there's a single person that was pitched. So we have this big alliance called the Slaughterhouse, without the butcher attachment. Everybody was pitched the butchers, and then he only chose a certain amount of people for them. So, like, the rest of the people are like, what happened to that butcher idea?
Who can we bite? Tolly. Okay.
Where did that go? Am I in the butchers anymore?
No one knows. I don't think Frenchie can tell you who's in the butchers at this point. Yeah,
I'm as free as the dust in the solar wind. You remember that line? From Fleet and Flotilla? Shalai and Bellicus on the balcony.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Did.
What? You've never? How could you not have? Well, I know what we're
As the idol, he wants to
Ah,
split
shit,
the
that
votes
one
on
went through.
Penner and
But yeah, so... so yeah, this week of Big Brother is hilarious. I'm not even it's been 2 fucking days. Not even 2 days. Just playing the fucking Mass Effect music. I love these.
So you've watched this a lot, huh?
Every time my friends and I had a sleepover. Keela. So many feelings.
Yeah, it's, yeah, definitely.
When this is done, I'll send you links to extranet sites with some captioned animations.
I want you to see behind this mask. I want you to see who I truly am.
She had an infection for 3 weeks after filming this scene.
Totally worth it.
This is so bizarre. Yeah, so he's targeting Alyssa because Alyssa is supposedly close to Christian, which I don't even think like we've seen that they're that close. Whatever, fuck it. Like, if Alyssa ends up going home, I mean, that's a lot of, like, unlucky circumstances. So nothing, right? Yeah, okay.
In an attempt to get both the alliances rolling at the same time, I think they both merged and became one big conglomerate slaughterhouse butcher thing. It's been a mess. It's been a mess.
Yeah. So he wants, of course, to spread out the alliance. That he said they talk about maybe a 7-person thing. The total alliance would be the core 4 of them, plus Whitney, Tiffany, Kylan. And that would be a 7-person slaughterhouse alliance. Brittany talks about how Hannah scares her because she knows the game really well.
Let's just go see if there's anything else. I don't think there is, but I might as well check.
The game. And Hannah has been a little too forthcoming.
I think there is. I don't remember. Have we done stuff?
Big Brother knowledge for sure. When people are like, when do we think the nominations will take place? What competition do you think this would be? Hannah's like, oh, it's this one, and it's this day, and it's this.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing. Okay.
So that is scaring Brittany. And I say too forthcoming, it's only scaring Brittany. Nobody else cares. But she's putting it out there. She's trying to plant some seeds. They also talk about how Brent has to go, or Frenchie, I should say, talks about how Brent has to go. Brent is his target, and we finally found out.
I mean, I guess we're just going to continue on the story.
The target.
We have nothing else to do.
He tells a story. This is a scary story. It may haunt your nightmares. How threatening and scary this is.
We're almost at the point of no return, which is the mission after this mission.
First night, they get to the house. They're collecting champagne glasses.
Finish the game today,
and
which is actually really depressing. But
brings up foreign languages. He speaks in Italian, and let me tell you, says Frenchie, 5 of the 8 women responded. Puppy eyes. He's gonna be able to get the women to do whatever he wants. He is terrifying. We cannot allow this man, who has this power over the women, to stay in this game.
Should I do Ashley? I feel like I should take Ashley. So Ashley and Liara.
You know what's very obvious to me? They clearly can't see the entrance videos. If they knew how Brent speaks Italian, they would not be as threatened. It's fascinating though, because Frenchie, first of all, can we talk about the fact that every time Frenchie speaks and talks about these things, he does it in this very weird, like, almost Braveheart-like speech of, like, he has to puff his chest out and like yell it over the rooftop to the minions. It's very weird to me. It's very weird to me.
I also, I'm sorry, I just have to quickly interrupt because I apologize. I misrepresented.
Controlled systems. The facility went offline recently, and no communications have come or gone since. It is unclear why Kai Lang or Cerberus would be interested in Sanctuary.
If there's a clue to Cerberus here, we find it.
Sir, I'm picking up a signal from the facility. It's weak. I'll try to boost it.
This is Oriana Lawson. Stay away from Sanctuary. It's not what it seems. Please, you must listen to me. They're using...
Oriana? That's Miranda's sister.
Oh, were we that much? Oh yeah, I guess so. Okay, yeah, I guess it does make sense. Yes, this is where the Miranda stuff happens. I was thinking that was at the Cerberus headquarters, but now I think about it, maybe it does make more sense that's here.
Cerberus does not get the jump on us this
So what happens if Miranda's dead? That's why I'm so interested in replaying this.
The place is pretty busted up. Some kind of firefight.
Presented what Frenchie said. I said women, and he said ladies every time.
Oh.
Everyone hear that?
It's better.
He controls the ladies. The ladies, 5 of the 7 ladies responded to him with puppy eyes. Those ladies, he's got the ladies.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies. Now put your hands up. Yeah, listen. Frenchie, what have we learned about Frenchie? He doesn't want showmances. He wants to protect most of the house. Brent falls out of the filters he had placed, so Brent is the perfect person for him to put up, right? Case closed. Brent should be the one. This is logical sound and decisions, and I think Frenchie's making the right call here.
Yes, but first he has to be fair. He has to talk to Brent, and he's willing to change his mind. So he brings Brent up, and he says, "Look, I don't know if I did something to upset you. I just want to, I just want to know why we didn't really get a chance to talk yesterday." And Brent says, "Look, I didn't want to overwhelm you. I didn't want to crowd you. I didn't want to, be that kind of player or anything like that. I'm about being genuine and all that stuff about like." People that are liars should be stoned or whatever it is he said. And in his intro, he didn't actually say that to Frenchie.
This looks radically different from
what he really does here is that he
Horizon that we were at earlier.
that he really respects Frenchie's love for his family. Family is very important to him. He talks about losing his father to suicide, and it's a touching moment. And Frenchie comes over. He's like, "Give me a hug," and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, Brent. I had preconceived notions of you. I thought you were a hard ass. I thought you were one thing, and you are so clearly not that thing. And I'm so here I am talking about hating when people have preconceived notions of me, and I was doing."
Yeah, I find that so funny, by the way. That Frenchie's talking about like how he doesn't want people to judge him based off of him being the Southerner and everything, but then like he judges like everyone else off his first impression.
I feel like
talking about how he's not going to target any of the women just because they're women, and then talking about how he's not going to target any person of color just because they're people of color.
I know that there's more than what meets the eye when it comes to you, so
that looks ridiculous.
So sorry.
Yeah, apparently the Brent charm doesn't only work on the ladies, now does it? Because Frenchie fully folded like a log chair. Easily done.
To get this far, you must be desperate or stupid. Listen to me. This is not a refugee camp. This is a Cerberus facility run by my father, Henry Lawson. Turn back now. There is no help to be found here. All communication is being blocked from the central tower. Sanctuary is a lie. Stay away.
Okay, so we've got Cerberus, Reapers, and Miranda's crazy
not like one conversation, and this wasn't like they were in the HH for 45 minutes. This was like 10, maybe 15 minute stops. I feel like I don't feel like I was sitting there for too long. And no, all his views had changed. Now Brent is fine in his eyes, puppy dog eyes, if you will. And yeah, it's done. It's done. Brent single-handedly undid everything.
Yes. So there, he starts talking about like, okay, well now, what do I do essentially?
That's really annoying.
And Brent ends up bringing up that he feels like he's not really vibing with Christian that much. He feels like Christian's kind of been peacocking a little bit, and that he's not interested in the showmances at all. He's not interested in these ladies, but Christian probably is, and that he feels like Christian probably feels threatened by him, and so they've kind of had this weird thing. And Frenchie's like, "Oh, this is music to my ears. I'm so happy to hear. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but I'm so happy to hear that there's a problem that I can fix." And so the target has shifted. Christian is now in the crosshairs.
Some kind of command center.
Yes, he is. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think Brent did. First of all, Brent did very well yesterday. Like, just the fact that his name was #1 on the block and now is far away from the block. Not too far away, but pretty far away from Frenchie at the very least. Is, I think, doesn't need to go unnoticed. But then Brent brings up Christian, and Brent kind of like also plants that Christian seed, makes it like seem the day, I'm against Christian. I'm not about Christian. I think it's apt that you bring up the whole peacocking thing, because 1000% that seems like based on where Christian's hair went during the day, he's definitely peacocking. He's definitely standing out a little bit, and I could see that be of concern, but also, of course, that's where Frenchie's gonna move next. Like, it makes sense that that's the next move, next act for Frenchie is to go after Christian.
Yes. Very funny that just yesterday, I think I said specific.
I'm shutting down the power to the processing plant to lock them down. We should keep them out of the entrance as well.
Kai Lang. There's no way she knows he's here.
Miranda Lawson has arrived sooner than expected. You want me to deal with her?
Only if she gets in your way. Stay focused on the research data. Find it and get out.
Yes, sir. Damn it. Let's move.
Specifically to Travis's comment that he was like, man, Christian and Brent are so tight. Brent's following Christian around all over the place. And I was like, dude, it's been 3 hours. It turns out don't like each other all that much, or at least Brent is not the biggest Christian fan. Brent is now off the table.
Shit.
Christian is now the target. But another twist to the day, and that is the wild card competition. People are chosen for this competition. I believe the teams are going to choose one player from their team to compete. I don't know exactly how the rules work for the winner. Exactly. I don't know if they knew exactly how the rules work for the winner. But when the feeds came back from the picks, we got just a couple of conversations, specifically that Brent goes to Whitney and tells her about the Christian stuff, says that Christian has been spreading some things, and he says, or she says that Christian keeps telling me that he's not with Travis, but he's lying. I think he is with Travis. I think they're just trying to separate each other, separate from each other. So this Christian thing is starting to gain momentum as it heads to Whitney, and specifically as well, Brent just kind of had a feeling about Christian. Frenchie added to it. He said, like, oh God, I've been hearing some, like, Frenchie is somebody that I think takes feelings and pretends they're facts, and that's going to become very exaggerated later in the day. But yeah. Brent now feels like there's facts to back his feelings.
Yeah, and I think that ultimately, the more and more they marinated on this, the more and more it became a bigger and bigger deal. Like, it wasn't that big a deal initially, and it just kind of like a snowball effect. Like, it became bigger and bigger and bigger the more it went by, to the point where we're about to get into this wildcard competition, and the word on the street is Christian, Christian, Christian. Very cool.
Yes, and we find out later that Sarah really encourages Christian to be...
It doesn't make sense. Thought Cerberus and the Reapers were getting along. What changed?
There it is.
Heading to the tower to disable the communications scrambler. I have to get word out. Some refugees are turned into husks. Some are indoctrinated and shipped to the elusive man. Whoever's left is used in experiments. The data indicates that my father is trying to figure out how Reaper indoctrination works.
Tricking refugees with food and shelter only to turn them into test subjects. And for what?
This guy is someone's father. Can't believe what I'm hearing.
Note that she mentioned shipping indoctrinated refugees to the elusive man. We can use that to find him.
Good catch. Come on. Miranda said she was headed to the tower.
Okay, so there's already talk about targeting Frenchie next week, which is funny. Yeah, so they're talking about like Frenchie can't be, so that's already worked out for him. Okay, should I end here? I feel like I should end here.
Chosen for the wildcard competition because she feels like he might.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end.
Danger.
Like 30 minutes.
So, the wildcard
we'll continue on next episode.
happens,
Thanks for watching.
when the beat's down for quite a while.